because actually some hospital cafeterias down. So these families who are only allowed to have one visitor with their child in the hospital, they're key spot, because how do they leave to go get a meal outside of the hospital and leave their child alone? A lot of parents won't do that. So some of them are actually going hungry.
This is Mark Walls with Mission Story, and I'm here today with the Executive Director of the Kids Cancer Alliance, Shelby Russell. Shelby, thanks for taking some time to talk to me today.
Hey Mark, thanks so much for having me.
Would you tell us what Kids Cancer Alliance is and what they do?
Sure. So we at Kids Cancer Alliance, we aim to address the quality of life needs for kids with cancer and their families. As I'm sure you know, cancer is a family disease. We want every member family of a child who's dealing with cancer and help them with their needs. So we do that through a summer camp program. We have 4 weeks of summer camp. We host family retreats for the entire family, teen weekenders, programs actually in the hospital settings where the kids are getting their treatment. And we also have financial assistance program, because that's of the families that we serve.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I love summer camp. Like I've grown up going to summer camp my entire life, every single summer. That's where I met one of your staff members, Brandon Spot, Paget, and I've been super involved in summer camp. So it's super exciting to hear that somebody is that passionate about camp, and also for getting kids with cancer who might not be able to go to be able to have a summer camp experience, because it's like huge for me.
Yeah, exactly. And for kids, it provides that sense of normalcy that they need on. Just going through their treatments and being immunocompromised, they're not able to go to school, they're not able to have play dates, but because of the way our camps are set up, specifically for kids just like them, we have the medical personnel to take care of them medically, and we also make sure that all of our activities are accessible for every child and are safe for every child going through cancer. But we also keep the focus on the fun and make sure that the kids are just have a good time and just be kids instead of cancer.
Keeping the focus on the fun. I love that. So right now it's April and we are gearing up for summer, but we're in the middle of a pandemic worldwide. So what are some things that you would have been doing right now if it weren't for this global shutdown?
Sure. So typically in April, we would host one of our quarterly events. So those are just kind of fun recreational events where the whole family can come. The kids get to reconnect with all the friends that they've made at camp. They get to see their volunteer camp counselors that they try to keep in touch with year round. And then we would also be doing our weekly programs in the hospital setting typically. And then we'd also be gearing up for our family retreat that we host usually in May, and then also in full camp planning. And then we also we were going to have a big fundraising event called Concert for the Cause. We host one event in one city in August of every year, but we were trying it in a new city this year, and we were super excited. Everybody was really pumped up for it. We had an awesome committee that had been doing great work. And then the pandemic happened. So we've had to pivot and change up some things.
Yeah. So before we talk about the event and like how you've changed that up, what are some things you're doing differently with your work? Like what are you doing now instead of the hospital visits, instead of the family stuff? What are you doing?
Sure. So of course, this obviously isn't business as usual for anybody, but childhood cancer honestly doesn't care that there's a pandemic on. These kids are still battling every day. There are still kids being diagnosed every day, and Kids Cancer Alliance is still dedicated to serving them. And because of the pandemic, honestly, they need us more than ever. And many of the families were already struggling either from the diagnosis or the financial strain of cancer. And now with this pandemic, that's only compounding it. It's compounding their fear, their anxiety, the financial strain, everything that we aim to address. It's only amplified now. So what we've kind of been doing is trying to be really creative in order to serve their needs. So we're still offering all of our financial assistance programs and actually keeping that up if we can. And then we're also doing a lot of virtual programming. So instead of our in-person family retreat, we're actually going to be offering a virtual family retreat. So activities online, sending to the families so that they can participate in some family activities and still interact with the volunteers and with Kids Cancer Alliance staff and with each other and still building those bonds. We're also trying to help the families inpatient while due to the hospital restrictions, and visit them or offer our meal program or our camp-in program. We're sending some things to keep them busy and also providing some meal gift cards because actually some hospital cafeterias down. So these families who are only allowed to have one visitor with their child in the hospital, they're key spot because how do they leave to go get a meal outside of the hospital and leave their child alone? A lot of parents won't do that. So some of them are actually going hungry. And we don't want that to happen. So we're offering them gift cards to have meals delivered. So just trying to find, creative pivots on how we can continue to meet their needs.
That is awesome. I love it so much. That is super creative. I love the virtual retreat stuff, especially. So you guys are still providing financial help and virtual retreats and still figuring out ways to get people fed and taken care of. But this fundraiser, I'm assuming, would be like a huge, big part of your funding for the year. So what are you doing instead of this event?
Yeah, so you're right, Mark. That is, it was supposed to be a big piece of our funding. And actually one of the really unique things about Kids Cancer Alliance is we don't have any program income. So ever, we've never charged a child family for any programs. So we are 100% on funding from individuals. So our donations make up everything that we do and allow our programs to be possible. So canceling that event was a huge hit. But again, trying to be creative and think outside the box, we are actually currently hosting an online virtual event. Instead of concert for the cause, it's stay home for the cause. And we're thanking supporters for not attending and staying home, healthy at home. We're fully supporting that. We want everybody to be safe, but you can stay safe at home and still support Kids Cancer Alliance through this virtual event.
That's really great. And how can you support them through this event? Do there other tickets that you can buy?
Yes, actually, if you go to kidscanceralliance.org/stay-home, you can register and then you can bid on items. We've got a full silent auction. We have a bourbon pool where a chance where you're guaranteed to win a bottle of bourbon. We have a restaurant raffle, as well as make a donation. And actually tonight, we're airing a special video message from one of our families who's very near and dear to our hearts. And actually, Mark, you helped us produce this video. So we have a special message from a family sharing their story. And then we'll be encouraging everybody to support by making a donation. And those donations are 100% tax deductible. And actually with the recent passing of the CARES Act, there are actually additional tax deductions, and they're lifting some of the caps that were previously implemented for tax deductible donations. So that's great news that not a lot of people know about. So we hope that people will take advantage of that and will support because these kids with cancer and their families need our support more than ever right now.
That's really great. Yeah, so the video is airing tonight at 7 o'clock, I think. Is that right?
I believe that's correct.
I think that's what I saw. But we really want to encourage people to check out the Stay Home for the Cause and purchase a ticket or make a donation any way that you can. What are some other ways that we can be supporting right now? Are there any other ways we can do anything helpful besides just money?
Sure. So on our website, kidscanceralliance.org, we list a lot of different ways that people can get involved, whether it's through volunteering. Obviously, right now, some of our volunteer opportunities are limited, but when some of the restrictions are lifted, we will have a variety of volunteer opportunities. Kidscanceralliance.org, social media, so we're on Facebook and Instagram. We list all of our volunteer opportunities on there, as well as ways to support us financially and as a friend of Kids Cancer Alliance.
I love it. Well, I want to encourage everybody to check out the Stay Home for the Cause. Is it on Facebook and the website? That's where you can find it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to encourage everyone to check that out. Follow Kids Cancer Alliance on Instagram and Facebook. Purchase a ticket, send a donation, because their work right now is more important than ever, and it's very needed right now for these families. So Shelby, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. So I hope the event goes well, and I hope there's lots of people who tune in.
Thanks so much, Mark. And I hope you and everybody else are staying safe and healthy.
Yes, you too. Thanks so much.
Thank you.